Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That $40-ish and $100 range, most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores, just like the one I got for you here today. There's nothing on this thing. I've only given it a couple wears, so I just kind of wanted to get it out there. And let me just tell you, Milestone is just like, they just keep you guessing. Like, you have no idea what they're going to come out with, and it's hard to keep up with them almost. And sometimes they replicate the bottle completely, sometimes they don't. But this one is undoubtedly, you want to talk about random? Milestone Big Bottled for a Man, 1998 release of Hugo Boss Bottled. It's so random, but let's go over this thing, shall we? So the bottle looks very similar to Boss Bottled. The atomizer lid, they're doing a little bit of extra stuff. It's actually kind of heavy. It's metal. It's got some weight to it, and it slides fairly snug into place. Kind of gets that air pocket. You can hold it, but it probably, it's not the snuggest, but it does the job. And the atomizer, it's not pressure sensitive, but it actually squirts out a satisfying amount of juice, because like some of them, my Victory, I think, the Invictus Victory clone, whatever that thing's called from Kamara, it's kind of like a terrible atomizer. At least this one kind of makes up for it a little bit, because that's a good strong atomizer. So this opens up with a decent dose of fresh citruses. In Boss Bottle, there's like 3 different kinds. There's like bergamot and there's like bergamot and lemon, I think, or something. This is just like fresh citruses. You get the fresh citrus, and then you start to get a nice sweet plum note. That sweet plum note stays with this thing throughout the life of it. That cinnamon, like kind of spicy cinnamon, starts coming around a little bit more. This isn't as spicy, I don't think, as Boss Bottle. This opens up like it's going to be more of a summertime fragrance at first. When you first spray this, it's like, wow, this thing is really fresh. Dry down starts happening, and you get this plum starts to sweeten up. The cinnamon gets a little bit spicier. The vanilla starts to come out. Sandalwood, cedar, stuff like that. Your typical woods in the base of a lot of fragrances, but this doesn't have like a sharp cedar note. It's not very woodsy, but the woods are there. There's a decent breath of florals in this thing, giving it a little bit of airiness in the body of it. It's kind of interesting, but more than anything else, this is a somewhat spicy, a little bit floral, powdery, hints of cream, vanilla kind of a fragrance that with that sweet plum. That plum gets quite sweet, and it's a cooler weather fragrance for sure. Not for the summer like this thing would let you believe in the first 5 minutes of this thing. It's definitely a cooler weather fragrance, daytime, nighttime. It's got kind of a sexiness to this thing. It's pretty nice. It's not a classy fragrance, but it's a little bit playful and sexy in a type of way. I'd say that most Adrians could enjoy this thing. It's not really a safe blind buy though. As fun and playful and enjoyable as this is, I don't think it's that much of a blind buy, but I do think the majority of people will like this, no matter what the age. I think it is a little bit more youthful than it is mature, but it's a nice smelling fragrance. It smells decent. The performance so far, out of the few times that I wore this thing, has not blown me away though. It's just not really cutting past that 4-hour mark, to be honest with you. Maybe if I go heavier on the sprays, it might go a little bit longer, but so far it's just not. So because of that, my overall rating, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, because I wouldn't say that this is a 5 just as far as scent profile, because it's nice smelling. It's at least a 5, maybe a 5.5. I'll just give it the benefit of the doubt, since I haven't worn it so many times, and I'll just cut it down the middle and say that it's a 5. It's just a 5 overall with the performance, with the smell. It's If you like Boss Bottled, then you'll like this one because it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar to that. It's been a while since I've smelled that fragrance, and I haven't smelled it many times. But from what I remember, it's quite similar as far as the scent profile. One of you guys in the comments are probably going to be able to correct me on that exactly how close it is or isn't. But I say from what I remember, it's a good 85% similar. Way more synthetic. Way more synthetic. It's kind of mashed up, but you can still pick out different little things in it, so it's not too bad. And yeah, unfortunately, the performance isn't all that great. This is fun and playful and sweet, spicy. Like I said, that fresh citrus, that first super sweet plum starts coming out sweeter and sweeter with that cinnamon, vanilla, and some creamy, smooth sandalwood. Breath of florals. And yeah, decent fragrance overall, though. Daytime, nighttime, cooler weather, date night type of a wear. And yeah, so that's my final thoughts on Milestone's Big Bottled for a Man review. It's just for a man, but I think bottle for man. Yeah, so with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.